And we are back here at the ESL CM Storm Arena, coming to you live from Gamescom 2012. And our next segment with the wonderful Planetside 2 has just got some really interesting news that they've got, boom, 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 some award nominations coming up. So first of all, we've got here nominated for Best Online Multiplayer Game. That's awesome. And then another Best of Gamescom nominee. So the guys are doing some really serious stuff. But the beautiful thing about that is, while they're getting award nominations, we're going to bring you guys right here the best show. We're going to show you some of the game, some of the features. We're going to give out some prizes, lots of goodies for everyone, so you won't want to leave right now. But in order to do that, the first step of it is to introduce my very good friend, Mr. Matt. Matt, please join us out right now. Big round of applause for Matt. All the way from Sony Online Entertainment. Oh,
hey guys.
Whoa, Matt, you didn't tell me about these guys.
Yeah, I don't know where these guys came from, actually.
Guys, how cool are these outfits? We got some soldiers from the game.
Yep, one from each faction.
So Matt, who do we have here? Which is each faction here?
Well, each one of these guys comes from a different empire in our game. This guy here is our new conglomerate light assault soldier. Here's our Terran Republic light assault soldier, and our Vanu Sovereignty light assault soldier.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Who's ready to see some footage from the games? Ready to get excited about the game? Ready to get warmed up? I need to hear some noise from you. There you go. I like these guys. These are the guys who are getting prizes in a second. Matt, let's have a look at this and see what we've got for you to watch.
I've long forsaken this place. 2 clicks from the jump. There's no death to free from this war. No glory waits for you in the afterlife. Here, we have just your steel. Your will to endure another day. And endure we must. For war will not determine who's right, only who's left.
So wow, that looks absolutely phenomenal.
Awesome.
Round of applause for sure. That is an absolutely great and stunning look at the game. What we're going to do now is actually go into a little bit more of a deep dive. So Matt's going to take us through some of the fun features, but you're going to want to stick around because we've got loads and loads of awesome swag here, including the stuff that Matt is wearing. Matt, this model
Yeah, check this out.
This is a good looking top. You're going to want this to start showing your allegiance for the game. But without further ado, I like dancing already. Let's have a look
My
at
Vanna
this.
White impression. Let's see here. Click it. So, Planetside 2, for those of you guys who don't know anything about Planetside 2, Planetside 2 is a massively multiplayer first-person shooter. We're going to talk a lot about what that means, but first off, Planetside 2 features 3 really cool, unique empires. Each one of these empires has access to unique vehicles, unique weapons, basically unique playstyle choices. So here we see the Terran Republic. These guys are the most militaristic faction. They're very much like the legitimate government force on the planet. The New Conglomerate, which is my faction, they're kind of the insurgent force. They're kind of the rebellion force, and they use any sort of industrial equipment they can get their hands on. They don't have the most sophisticated weapons, but what they have gets the job done. As you can see here, like, this Max unit is like a repurposed load lifter kind of thing.
I like the look of him.
Yeah, see, he's pretty cool. The third faction is the Vanu Sovereignty. These guys are sort of all about using repurposed alien technology, that they've sort of found alien artifacts on this planet, and they've been able to reverse engineer them to be able to get energy weapons and hover tanks. So they're the most high-tech and sci-fi inspired of the 3 empires.
So now I see that infantry combat is going to be important because it says so on the screen.
Yep.
Thanks for putting that up there. And in this, we're going to look at some of the different classes, correct?
Right, yeah, so there's 6 different classes in the game. Planetside 2 has really cool infantry combat. Here we have our infiltrator. He's our sniper, stealther. He's also sort of involved in using gadgets and subterfuge to sort of, get the job done however he needs to. We've got our light assault. He uses a jetpack and close-range weapons to be able to sort of get up on walls, get up on cliffs, and be able to take out enemies at close range. All these 6 classes all sort of work together and combine their powers to be able to accomplish stuff.
If they have different skills, they're going to want to use them to their advantage.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Our heavy assault troop is our main anti-vehicle troop, or one of our main anti-vehicle troops, but he can also be a really strong anti-infantry character. All these classes are totally interchangeable too, so if you want to, anytime that you die, you can switch between them. You're never stuck with one of them or anything like that. We have our engineer. This is one of our support classes. He's in charge of repairing vehicles, setting down mines, placing turrets.
Mines, turrets, that's my language. I like that.
Exactly. Then we have our combat medic. Combat medic is a typical support class. He's all about healing troops, reviving, but he also has really good weapons, so he can be super effective in just a combat role as well. He's not purely a support class. And then, of course, we have our Max. These Max suits are really iconic from Planetside. They are mechanized exoskeletons, and they essentially allow you to customize weapons on either arm to be either purely anti-infantry or maybe anti-infantry and anti-air. Really
They
just
look super
personalize
badass.
however you want.
They look super badass.
Yeah. Here we see a bunch of New Conglomerate soldiers that are all customized in various different ways, from practical, like the forest camo there.
Camouflage, but at the same time something fun like leopard print.
Right? Yeah, exactly. The zebra print's maybe a little bit sillier.
I'll be wearing zebra print, that's for sure.
You're gonna rock the zebra print. So, when we say we have huge-ass vehicle combat, I mean, our infantry and vehicle combat is combined arms. The game is completely non-instant, so we have massive world, and vehicles really help you get across that 64 square kilometer map. So we have here a small individual troop transport as well as a group transport that can take 12 of your friends with you, an entire squad.
Always, always bring your friends.
So we've got 3 different main battle tanks. Each one of these tanks is Empire specific, and they all have unique attributes. The Mag Rider here can actually strafe back and forth. The Vanguard, which is the New Conglomerate tank, is the slowest, but also has the most powerful cannon and the most powerful armor. And here we see a Mosquito. This is the Empire-specific vehicle for the air vehicle for the Terran Republic. It's extremely fast and agile. The Scythe, which is the Vanu Sovereignty one, can move up and down, side to side. It's extremely maneuverable. And then we have the Reaver, which is, again, is sort of slow and steady, but it has a lot of armor and it packs a huge punch. Okay, and then we've got some support aircraft too. In the front here we have a Liberator bomber. This is a 3-man bomber, so you and a couple of your friends can get in there, and it has a gigantic anti-tank cannon on the bottom that could just like tear up enemy tank lines. In the back we have our massive Galaxy air transport. That's again a 12-man vehicle for you and your entire squad. And here we're showing some different customizations, including your favorite,
My
the
zebra is
squad.
right down the front there. But with all these different kinds, it's going to be really important, I imagine, for the players to understand what they're going up against and how they load out to go up against that kind of an enemy so that they're prepared.
That's
So
right.
it's not just, let's say, run and gun. You're really going to have to do some thinking about what you're doing.
You do. And a big part of that is how you customize your character. So when we talk about limitless customization, we're talking about more than just cosmetics. There's so much you can unlock with certifications in our game. If you get a new weapon, it'll come with a lot of certification trees where you can unlock new sights for it, new underslung weapons for it, all sorts of new
Really
things
leveling
for that
up
weapon.
and taking it to the next place.
Exactly. And it's not just for weapons either. I mean, for vehicles and for classes, for class abilities, there's a huge amount of just stuff that you can unlock to really personalize your gameplay experience and make sure that you're playing the game exactly the way that you want to. So when we talk about unprecedented team play, we have a game that supports 2,000 players on one
2,000 players,
non-instant
guys.
map.
2,000 players. Think about that.
So we do a lot of stuff to sort of help organize that. And the first thing is our squads. Our squads are a 12-man group that allows...
Zebra.
The Zebra Squad. That allows you to kind of coordinate and set down waypoints and really just kind of stick together and help support each other. And then kind of a level up from that, we have outfits. Outfits, for those of you guys who play a MMORPG, are very similar to guilds. They allow you to set up permissions, create different ranks. You can let people be whatever rank they want. You have organized chat channels. And here we can see sort of an outfit that's all kind of customized in different ways, and they're sort of firing bullets off into nothing.
Now this sounds interesting, beyond the game. So what am I expecting here?
Yeah, so one of the things that's super important to us is making sure that people can connect to Planetside 2 however they want to, whenever they
With
want to.
2,000 people playing, you need to be sociable and connecting in the way that you're playing and organized.
Exactly. So if you're familiar with something like Battlelog in Battlefield 3, we have a site that's sort of similar to that, but we also have things, because we're on a persistent server, we have things that let you go on and see in real time what's happening on the map. If I want to see if a base that I like fighting in is being captured, I can just see that on the website. And if I want to, I can just jump straight into the game and go play in that battle. So all kinds of real-time information about what friends are online, what my outfit's doing online, all that sort of stuff is available on the website. And also in our mobile app, the mobile uplink app, which is going to be available for Android and iOS. This thing lets you basically look at all the different data about weapons, vehicles in the game, as well as your friends' accomplishments, that sort of stuff. But the real meat of this app is the real-time interaction with the game. You can see here that you can go straight to a continent within your server. You can look and see who's capturing stuff, where the fights are at in the world. It's a really, really neat way for you to get information straight back from it.
You can be just following what's happening when you're not actually playing.
Yeah, and the coolest thing about it is it has voice over IP built right in. So if I'm, sitting in a meeting somewhere and I see something cool going on, I can just jump right out to it, get on my voice over IP server, tell my outfit I'm going to ditch my meeting and be on in 20 minutes and head over to this base and we're going to start defending it.
Amen to ditching the meeting. This looks phenomenal. We're now taking a look from the cockpit of one of the aircraft in the game. Now this is something where I would be, for example, flying and you'd be my gunner or my bomber, correct?
Yeah, exactly. That absolutely could work that way. So here we're seeing a whole bunch of different aircraft showing off some of the air gameplay that exists in the game. That guy just crashed. They're flying over some different bases here. And each one of these bases you have to kind of think of as a sort of a capture point on the map. This base might take up about a square kilometer of space on this map, but it's one of about 80 different unique capture points that you can go control and fight over within this one continent. And you can fly between all of these. You can fight over this one and move over to the next one. It's completely seamless. There's no instancing involved at all. So it's just a total open world, persistent battle. Here we're seeing a gunner view from that Liberator bomber as he kind of flies over that row of tanks and just decimates them.
Yeah, and absolutely devastates whatever's going on down there.
Yeah.
This is one of the bases that you talked about that you could kind of take over and make your own and be kind of monitoring, owning that in that perpetual world.
That's exactly right. So each one of these bases, these large-scale facilities, is about the size that you would expect to see a map for one of today's, super popular modern FPS games. It's a really large facility, and they're actually designed to support battles up to hundreds of players fighting over that one facility at once. So you have these massive, massive facilities that are just parts of the overall conquest gameplay that's happening throughout the entire continent.
And I see now that we've gone to the darkness, so obviously in this perpetual world, night and day are going to play a role as well.
That's right, yeah. So as as the fight just continues, we don't have like a you win screen that pops up when you capture something, you know? The fight continues, you have to defend the base that you just captured from the guys who you took it from. So time of day actually changes as you continue to play the game. And that actually plays a really important role into how you're going to customize yourself. If it's dark out all of a sudden, I need some night vision.
Night vision, or maybe take some blue colors.
Exactly, right. Now I'm going to switch out my camo for like a black camo, you know? So all of that stuff really plays an important role in the way that you play the game and what sort of strategic decisions you make as you're running around and playing. I might want to attack from where the sun is, so you can't see me as well when I come in. That's a valid tactic in the game.
That sounds like a good plan.
It's a good plan for sure.
Duly noted.
Here we see some more Liberator footage as he's sort of blowing up some vehicles that have been abandoned down here.
It's incredible how the gameplay and the frame rate holds up with so much going on these maps. It looks great.
Yeah. So we're a completely combined arms game, which means that you don't play a vehicle gameplay and then jump out of your vehicles and all go run around in infantry. All these things are all playing in part of the same world at the same time. Here we see some players that are playing kind of an infantry gameplay. This was taken from our beta server a couple weeks ago, I think. And we're going to get to see some cool squad-based gameplay. See in front of us, we have a Max that's down that's sort of getting revived by this medic. The character who's actually playing is a heavy assault, so he was lobbing grenades at some of the vehicles that are down there. One thing that's really important to note about the way that we built these levels, too. I mean, we have 64 square kilometer maps. They're really huge.
That's huge.
But we've handcrafted all of them in every area of them to make them feel like they support gameplay everywhere. It's not just like a random height map with a couple bases on it. We've spent a lot of time actually making it so that we have ravines, and we decided, hey, these ravines are going to be places where infantry are going to have advantages over vehicles. Or
yeah, so
we have lots of trees, and having those trees means that aircraft suddenly have less of an advantage at being able to strafe and attack ground targets, you know? All that stuff is really carefully thought out when we're constructing these big maps.
So really taking advantage of knowing the map and knowing the lay of the land is going to be another element that you take into account.
Yeah, exactly. And what we find a lot of times is you'll get players and outfits that specialize in certain types of gameplay. You might get an outfit that's really, really good at fighting in a certain location, and that's just where they fight. You might get another outfit that's just all about air superiority. And when you see them coming flying over the ridge with their specially customized Reavers or something, you know, like, oh man, these dudes are here and they're going to really save the day. Nice. And then if you're a pilot on that server too, you know, hey, I want to join that outfit. It's an aspirational thing. I want to become one of the, you know, Blue Angels or whatever the name of that outfit is.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. So now we see him playing as an infiltrator. Like I mentioned earlier, you're never stuck into any particular role. You can switch between them at equipment terminals or when you die and respawn. So there's never like I don't feel like playing this class anymore, I have to create a new character. You can advance and play all of these. Or you feel like you've
made a bad decision and you get stuck in that choice.
Exactly, yeah, you can always switch out. So if he decides, like right now, that playing as an infiltrator and doing some sniping is a little bit more fun for him, he can do that. And he can continue to earn experience that he's using on whatever class or vehicle that he wants. So one of the cool things about this particular class, our infiltrator class, he's also our stealth class. And depending on how you load him out, if you bring a sniper rifle with you, you're going to have to take a weaker cloak. And at that point, your cloaking device actually acts sort of like a ghillie suit, you know? It just helps you camouflage a little bit while you're moving from sniping point to sniping point.
But you don't want to be running in that mode.
Right, exactly. And you can't be completely invisible. It has a limited duration. But you could, if you want to, not bring a sniper rifle with you, instead bring some gadgets with you, or maybe you bring a knife with you instead and get a much better cloak that allows you to sneak in behind enemy lines, place some explosives on vehicles and blow them up, do things like that. That's more like sneaky gameplay rather than snipey gameplay.
So again, the tactics really play a role of how you agree what your objective is before you go out and do it.
That's right. And you know, a lot of our classes and vehicles are all designed to have multiple roles. And that all ties back into the customization. You unlock all these different things that you can do. If I have a Vanguard tank, I can unlock a really strong anti-air turret for it. And that anti-air turret's going to really help me out if I'm dealing with a lot of enemy aircraft, right? But if I'm going into a purely ground vehicle fight, then maybe what I want to do is get a missile launcher on top of it too. And now my secondary gunner is using that missile launcher instead of a anti-air gun. And all of that just ties into your player customization. Classes are very much the same way. So our heavy assault class, he's playing light assault right now, but our heavy assault class, depending on what heavy weapon he brings with him, he's either playing as an anti-infantry or an anti-armor class. So Light Assault, this is our commando class. So he's using jetpacks to be able to get in close. He gets access to things like shotguns that are really close range, high damage weapons. I like to play this class a lot, and I like to play it as an anti-sniper class, because you see some sniper sitting on some perch up there thinking he's all invulnerable, and then you just jetpack up behind him and stab him right in the neck. It's great.
I'll remember to look out for you in the field of battle then.
Be careful. Yeah, so we have some other guys kind of jump jetting around here too. In the background there, we saw a drop pod just for a split second. One of the ways that you can reinforce in the game, if you have a squad leader, which is another role that you can play, a squad leader can place squad spawn beacons, and those beacons allow you to respawn on it via drop pod. So that's a really cool logistical way to push the fight forward and ensure that you're constantly moving in the right direction and sticking with your team.
Very nice. So I can imagine once you get where you need to be, you can say, I want to keep coming back here and push forward from this point.
Exactly, right. And it's all up to the squad leader and where they place the beacon. So here now we're seeing some ground vehicle gameplay. I think he's driving a Vanguard right now, which is the new conglomerate tank. Yep, look at that, he just bailed out of it. The ground vehicle gameplay is really neat because it allows multiple people to field these vehicles. Right now he's the secondary gunner in this particular vehicle. And like I said, depending on what the driver actually decides to put on when he gets that vehicle, he could be using a canister shell launcher up on here that's just going to be devastating to close range infantry, or he could be using a flat cannon that's going to be taking out and protecting him from aircraft. So as you can see here, like we were fighting a little earlier over here on this little ridge when we were playing as infantry, but as you move out a little bit more, these vehicles start to become really important. You want to have vehicles when you're going from one point to another.
They have the space and the open area to really put their weapons to use and their mobility.
And in Planetside 2, you can see fights where you have hundreds of tanks participating in one battle. And that battle is not only just hundreds of tanks, but you could also have dozens of aircraft flying overhead, bombing and taking out other planes, and infantry sitting there supporting them with engineers and Maxes attacking. So, I mean, you get this really incredibly gigantic, enormous, epic gameplay experience every time you get into one of these gigantic
one where true tactics can play, that I could roll in with 2 tanks and they think this is an easy one, but at the same time I have my bombers or my heavy artillery in the sky waiting to pounce when the moment's right.
Right, yeah. So you do get tactics like that where people are trying to get them to chase after them up some hill, right? And then all of a sudden the Reaver comes strafing through that hill, blowing them up with rockets.
I'll be one guy on a quad bike running across, seeing who can catch me.
Quad bike with a bunch of explosives strapped on the side of it, driving down there.
Kamikaze style.
That's right. So in a minute here, we're going to show a brand new trailer that's actually brand new for Gamescom, and it's going to show you some of that huge, massive scale combat that I was talking about. He's fighting against a Max here. I don't think he's going to last too long. Oh, here's the trailer.
So have a look, guys. This is a new trailer just for you right here at Gamescom. Please enjoy.
Brand new.
Tightens its grip over Araxis. War is coming. One soldier can start a fight. 1,000 soldiers can start a revolution.
Wow, that was some amazing looking footage. I think we'll all agree that looked absolutely stupendous. I don't know about you, but I am excited to play this game. So the observant people here will have noticed that we have some new additions to the stage up here. Matt's brought more reinforcements. Matt seriously has too many friends, but that's why
Need all the help I can get.
He's made a game for 2,000 people so he can get all of his friends into their game. What we've got now is some goodies. Now, in order to do this, I have a terrible throwing arm, so there's no way that I'm going to make it out to you, good sir. And I can see you smiling, man. I know you want one of these, so you're going to have to come up. But I'd invite you to all come up. And I'd invite my magical friends behind the scenes that control wonderful things that are wonderful to turn on just a little bit of music, because everybody likes music much more. So in order to do this, we need to do it right. And in order to do it right, we're gonna have to do something that involves the word Planetside 2. So what I'm thinking is I say planet, and you guys say side 2. You think you can do that? You want to give it a test run? Matt, we give it a test
Let's
run?
try it. Let's try it.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, planet.
Planet side 2. Pretty good.
I think we can take it to the next level. So we're gonna try one more time and really give it some grunts. So I'm gonna say planet.
That's good.
How about?
You don't think so?
How about we go this? You say planet. You say side 2. So. I say you guys got this one.
I want to know, how many of you guys actually played the original Planetside? How many Planetside players do I have in here? How many of you guys were Vanu for life, VS players? Boo! Boo! I agree. How many Vanu players? I want to give this to a legit Vanu player. All right, what is the best Vanu weapon in the game? I know what it is. Huh? Huh? Yeah, you're right. He's right.
We'll try one more time from my way, which is very simple. I'm gonna say planet, you're gonna scream side 2. So 1, 2, 3, planet. Side 2. That good man right there was really screaming. Sorry, I'll get you next.
Nicely done.
But let's be honest, it's not that much fun if I'm doing this, and the music is nowhere near loud enough. But what I do say is we ask our friends to come forward and do some of this.
Where's all my VS people at?
You could get a t-shirt from
Where's
me,
the
but wouldn't
VS
you
at?
rather get a t-shirt from this lovely lady? Let's agree on them.
Who's the Mag Rider driver?
Come on guys, come over here. Let's grab some stuff. Ladies.
Exactly, you gotta get it. He has a TR shirt. Terrible. Terrible.
All right guys, I really want this one to hurt my ears. I'm gonna say planet, and you guys are gonna say side 2. So 1, 2, 3, planet. You young lady have a set of pipes. That's impressive.
All right, who wants this one? One more.
Have you guys already all played the game today? Have you already all tried the game? Who's been over there? You
Now,
good, sir?
How many of you guys went over to the booth over there and played Planetside 2 before coming over here? What was it? How was it? How was it? Tell me what was it?
Now, like in any army, you're gonna need dog tags. So let's take some of these and hand them out. I can't throw these because I'll hurt somebody.
All right, now I want to know, how many of you guys have signed up for Planetside 2 beta?
Wait, Matt, where do they need to go to do that again?
You gotta go to planetside2.com, sign up for the beta. But who's done it already? Who's already signed up for beta?
So just to check, that's planetside2.com. Get there now, sign up.
Make sure you sign up.
Are we almost done? I think we're getting close. Guys,
I don't know.
I want to hear some screams.
I don't know.
The person who can scream Planetside 2 the loudest gets his t-shirt right now. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
I got one more. It's an extra large, so I only need
enough noise over here.
I only need my Vanu Maxes here.
Just tell me how much
I need a Vanu Max.
Scream. Make some noise. Somebody at the back. Who's ready? Who's ready to go for this? You good, sir. Scream it out. Scream it out. If I can hear you.
Go one more. You want to do it?
One more?
Yeah, get him
We
yelling.
got a couple more down here.
Oh.
We got some good stuff. Now, these ladies find it important that you hydrate. So get some water, get some aqua in you. It's been a warm day. Look at this guy screaming over the back. Sir,
You gotta beat that guy to get a shirt.
All right, for the next one, I'm gonna need a big show of hands. Everybody's hands in the air. Who can stand the highest right now? Who can get the highest up? Let me just, because I'm not that tall, so I need to check what's happening.
That's cheating.
This guy's done well. Nice work, nice work. The next one is who can get the highest and say Planetside 2. That's what I'm looking for right now.
You already have a shirt. You already got one.
This guy's done it incredibly well. Teamwork, you're gonna need that in Planetside 2. 2,000 people playing together in a big map.
I'm gonna
Bring
go
your
over here.
friends.
You guys aren't getting enough love on this side. All right, who wants this one? All right, I'm gonna do it backwards like a bride. So it's fair.
Okay, guys, we're getting the last stuff here. Get some aqua from the ladies. Hand out these last t-shirts. Hey, who you like? Guys, I'd scream for them. I'd scream real loud. Otherwise,
how many of you guys are following us on Twitter?
Too. It's the only way it's
Who's
going to work.
following at Planetside 2 on Twitter? Be honest. Don't lie.
Planetside
don't
2.
lie.
One more time. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Make sure you are.
The last time for the lucky one. Planetside. All right, guys, stick around because we're going to give away lots more. So don't move away from here right now. Maybe have a seat, sit on the floor, dance. I'll dance. I can sing you a song if you like. Sing a song. Any particular song you'd like, good sir.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, that's not going to happen today, but stick around. We're coming to an end. I want to thank Matt from Planetside 2 for joining us today. Matt's been absolutely amazing and showed us the best stuff. I want to thank this awesome audience here at Gamescom 2012. We'll be right back.
Thanks, everybody.